On this episode of the DNA Sports Recap, we are covering how BYU hiring Kevin Young as their basketball head coach affects our University of Utah football team.
I think our audience would love to see why Utah is going to benefit from BYU hiring Kevin Young as the new head coach.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and jump into that. We talked a little bit on the podcast about why we think that is. And essentially what this is not necessarily the BYU is waving the right flag when it comes to football, but it kind of is. It is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what I wanted to focus on. Obviously, with this hire, Kevin Young is making double what Kalani Sitake is, and is definitely getting the push from the school to be kind of the new face of the school when it comes to college athletics. All that means is that not only does University of Utah have a leg up in the States, but I think really going into the Big 12. Why don't you go ahead and break that down for us?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing to look at here is Kalani Sitake is currently 61-41 at BYU. That is not a great coaching record.
No.
I mean, they were independent before they got into the Big 12. Their first year in the Big 12, and don't get me wrong, being in the Big 12 and moving to a Power 5 conference is very difficult. We watched our Utes do it. It's tough, man. We saw some losses. We saw our team struggle. It takes a few years to get recruiting in. But BYU announced this move a couple of years ago. They're not behind the recruiting scene. Mm-hmm. And this last year, their recruiting class was ranked number 60 in the country. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, they probably did a good job transferring teams in. Number 84 in transfer ranking. That is absolutely horrendous, dude.
That is terrible.
This is a team that is the face of BYU as a school, right?
Right.
They are known as a football school.
Yeah, they're known for printing NFL quarterbacks out there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Zach Wilson.
Poor Zach Wilson, dude.
Poor Zach. We definitely need to talk about him.
Yeah, maybe on a future episode.
Future episodes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tune in.
But when you're going in and you look at, okay, our goal, and honestly, it's felt as a University of Utah fan, it's felt like BYU's only goal, their win as a season is if they can beat Utah in the football season.
Yeah.
Right. Every time like that, if you now you want to look at the talent levels between Utah and BYU, Utah had a number 39 ranked recruiting class this last year, and their transfer class was ranked number 30. Utah's, I mean, they're returning a bunch of talented players. You know, we've got Cam, we've got Brandt. Their transfer players that came in were absolutely excellent. There's not a chance that like BYU and Utah aren't even on the same. They're not even in the same pedestals right now, right? Like we're talking a first place tiered team in Utah that is a favorite to win the conference by not just us. I consider us sports experts, of course, but other experts.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
But other experts across other platforms. You know what I mean? Like Utah's favored to win the conference.
Yeah. I mean, you look across the Bleacher Report, The Athletic, they all have BYU finishing in the bottom third of the division, while they all have, in the conference, and they all have the University of Utah finishing in the top 4 or 5, respectively, depending on the out.
And I think it's a little higher than that. I mean, I think you're top 1 to 3.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anybody saying that Utah is going to be lower than 3, you're absolutely out of your mind. Who's better than them? You know, you're going to say Oklahoma?
Below, folks, give us a shout out. Let us know who do you got in front of the University of Utah going into the Big 12 this year. We'd love to hear it.
I want to hear it. And we're going to have a discussion about it in the comments, guaranteed. Because if you're going to tell me that Oklahoma State is the team that's going to take down the Utes, I'm not sure I believe that. So there's a huge discrepancy in recruiting. There's a huge discrepancy in just transfer classes. Kalani Sitake, I don't think he's a bad coach. BYU being what they are as a very religion-based school have trouble attracting top talent. Mm-hmm. And they're going to continue having trouble because, I mean, you can see by this move, they're not putting their money into attracting top head coaching talent. In football, they would rather have top head coaching talent in basketball.
Absolutely.
Huge difference, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and break it down. This is a nice little thing I wanted to pull up. Here, this is an article from The Athletic posted a couple days ago. They have their top 10 college coaches nationwide right now.
Is Kalani Sitake in there?
No, he is not.
Oh, dang.
He is not. And actually, this is not the same ranking I believe I heard on the radio on ESPN 700 earlier this week, because they actually had our guy finishing a little higher than this. But basically, right now they have our guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Whittingham, as 8th in the country as the top head coach in the country. So out of 10, that's in front of Lincoln Kelly at USC. That's in front of Steve Sarkisian, ranked 11th, going up for Texas. You've got a whole bunch of these other top name, college football programs that are above below our boy Kyle Whittingham. But honestly, if you were to ask me, I'd actually put him top 5 in college football as far as head coach.
Absolutely. I mean, he's obviously a very tenured head coach. The Utes have been ridiculously successful. They continue to win. Did we have a down year last year? Of course we did. We fought the injury bug worse than anybody else in the league, dude.
See, that's kind of my thing there. Like, if you were to I would argue that the record that we had and the way the team played last year, given the circumstances that we were dealt, it wasn't a bad year.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the season, we're going to lose Brant Keithy and Cam Rising, a bunch of offensive line guys.
Rose, our backup.
Yeah, Brandon Rose is going to go down. What is the Utes record going to be? 4-8.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like the fact that we finished, still got a bowl game. We're once again going to back and forth backup quarterback in the game. A bunch of players are sitting out because they're all heading to the NFL draft. Like,
yeah, but two of those three bowl games were the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but Cam still gets hurt in one of those Rose Bowl games.
That's true. We still didn't have Cam Rising in one of those for sure.
Yeah. I guess my thing is BYU is they're not on the same plane as Utah, right? They're not going to be, unless they make a coaching change. My personal opinion is Kalani Sitake's probably got one more season. If he doesn't make a bowl game next year, BYU will be making a coaching change.
Oh, I think it's less than that, man. I think if he makes the Hawaii Bowl or if he makes one of these lower tier bowls, I don't know, man. He's got to have a winning record at least,
Well, and that bowl game puts him at 6-6.
You know what I mean? Sure. I think he needs at least get 8 wins. I think if he doesn't have 8 wins, I think he's on the hot seat for sure.
I got you. You're saying even a bowl game's not good enough.
No, because there's plenty of bowl games out there that don't mean jack.
Right.
So
most of them.
So that's
especially with the 12-team playoff next year.
Yeah, especially with the 12-team playoff. That'd be another discussion for next week. We'll definitely cover that again next week. Is there a possibility for how many teams in the Big 12 are going to make it to the CFP this year?
Ooh, I love that.
So that's definitely a topic for next week.
Yeah, sure. Tune in, leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think.
Absolutely. We want to know what you think, folks. Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you think. Does this signing of Kevin Young as the BYU head coach for their college basketball team kind of signal that they're pushing their school towards more of being a basketball powerhouse versus a football powerhouse, kind of waving the white flag to the University of Utah here in the state of Utah as being the premier football team here in the state? Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you think for sure.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely. Also, make sure you smash that like button for your boy AJ over there.
Appreciate you.
We are giving the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that giveaway. Make sure you tune in. With all that said, my name is Darren. That is AJ. And this has been the DNA Sports Recap. Go Utes.
Till next time, go Utes.